make sure to round and smooth it out when you're done cutting it off, because you are going to make a sharp angle, and we're not savages, we're crafters.
Everything about you. Everything about you.
Hello you dirty potters, how are you today? Today we're going to move on to part 4 of our vases making section. Now if you haven't seen the other 3 episodes, I highly suggest you do, especially if you're trying to reach that classic Grecian amphora vase shape, because this shape is where the series is going. And in today's video, we're going to go over the top of the vase, or the flange. Other than making the cylinder to your vase first, the flange is most likely the easiest part I can think of, because after you form your shoulders and taper down your foot, you essentially just have to save a little bit of clay for that flange top part. And there's one main trick that I know of to make that really nice flange, and today we're going to go over that. But first, let's center our clay. Potter tip. In this video, we're concentrating on the flange of the piece, and sooner or later, this will become our flange. At the moment, it's just a regular top. But keep in mind, as you're pulling your cylinder, you are going to need a little bit of extra clay right here to make that really nice flange. That means that you're going to be stretching this out quite a bit, and in order to stretch it out and not make it all flibly-flably, you're going to need a little bit of extra clay up here. So when you're pulling, please keep in mind to leave a little bit of pressure off while you're reaching the top of your cylinder while pulling. This will help you get that nice big chunk of clay so that you can have a super nice flange. Now in the first video, I already gave you guys a couple tips and tricks on how to make your cylinder, which technically speaking, this is a vase. If I took this off the wheel head right now, gave it to my teacher, this would technically be considered a cylinder vase. But to go even further, I showed you guys how to straighten this vase out. Then I showed you guys how to make that nice shoulder. Then we went over how to make that foot nice and elegant by tapering it down and taking a little bit of trim off before you actually get into your trim phase. And now you technically have a vase. Even though at the beginning of this, that cylinder vase would have sufficed as a simple vase. A more complex and complicated vase, especially going up to the intermediate phase, is a Grecian amphora vase. Now once you get to this part, you simply need to worry about the top portion here. Luckily for you, you listened to the Potter tip I gave you earlier, and you left a big chunk of clay right here to make your nice big flange. All I want you to do at this point is to get that big nice wad of clay you left up there and just pull it from the very center on. You might be able to see I left kind of a divisionary line right here, and this line of division right here can very easily be made with your metal rib, along with making your shoulder a little bit more accentuated, just like this. You can push that shoulder down, push your metal rib, the top part at least, into your clay body, and it'll make a really nice line. This divides the flange from the rest of the clay body very nicely. It gives it a good touch. Go ahead and take this chunk of clay and just pull it very gently. Don't pull too hard or else you'll start to wiggle your clay. You have now made the neck of what would be the head of your vase. This part's all set to go. You essentially don't have to mess with it too much anymore. I mean, you could stop right here. Your teacher would probably be very happy that you made this. Now this part right here, we're essentially gonna leave alone. We're gonna concentrate on this little bit right here. And just to show you what I mean, I'm gonna make another divisionary line right here, just to make sure you guys know the part we're not messing with versus the part we are going to mess with. Potter tip. You can always take the back side of your metal rib, this curvy part right here, put your hand inside of your vase, just right here, and push that back side of your rib, the rounded part, onto this part of the vase. This will make a really nice inward curve. Looks a lot cleaner. Now here comes the difficult part. Take this little bit right here above the divisionary line and pull a tiny bit. Don't put too much pressure, because at this point you essentially have a little bit of clay left. This is why I told you earlier that you need a large amount of clay at the very top of your cylinder to make sure you have enough to work with. Very gently pull this and start aiming this direction towards you. Now you're almost done. The main reason I'm stopping here is because some people have a little bit of trouble with their tops. And this is the stage that you're gonna wanna take your pin tool and cut off any imperfections that would be on this top of the vase. Make sure to round and smooth it out when you're done cutting it off, because you are going to make a sharp angle, and we're not savages, we're crafters. Now here's the fun part. Go ahead and take your metal rib or anything straight, honestly, you can even use your wooden knife if you want. Wet your hand a little bit and put it on the very inside of this flange right here. Spin your wheel, take that straight edge, and go ahead and lean your flange on this straight edge right here while slowly tipping it this way. This is one of the easiest ways I know to expand a flange. And there you go, you've made yourself a pretty nice flange there. Your second option is if you want your flange to go even deeper and you really want to straighten out this edge right here. Maybe you even want a horizontal flange. Go ahead and wet the inside, take your metal rib or any straight edge like before, like I said, and very gently while stabilizing your hand, push this straight edge right to the bottom. Just push straight down to your wheel head very gently with that straight edge, directly on your flange. And slowly let go. Don't pull away too fast, you might mess it up. Don't forget to take your sponge and wrap it right around the edge very gently to smooth out your edges. Sharp edges are something that are very much undesired on vases. I mean, nobody really wants sharp edges on any of their artwork, but you can really see it on a vase. And there you go, you have just made your very first classical vase shape. We only have one more video to go after this, and that's what we're gonna put the ears on. Well, thank you, Dirty Potters, for joining me today. I really hope that this helped. The main thing about making your flange is to understand that you have to make your neck, and then after that, you really just have to take any sharp edge, a metal rib, even a wooden knife, and just put it directly down and carry that clay all the way down to your desired angle. The main component to making a flange is making sure that you leave enough clay at the very top to actually play with. I like to think of the classical vases as in 4 different parts. We have the body right here, including the foot, we have the shoulder, the neck, and the head. The only difference is, as you learn to do these, you can essentially do this entire piece by itself, and then you just have to worry about that flange. Well, thank you, Dirty Potters, for joining me today. I really hope that this is helping you guys make those nice classic Grecian amphora shapes that we all see on TV and in magazines whenever we imagine making a vase. If you'd like to see any of my artwork or join my Potter community, the links are always down below for your beautiful Potter eyes to see, and I will see you, Dirty Potters, next week. Okay, look, if I can take an entire 10-inch vase off of my wheel head without the use of a bat, I think you can take a couple bowls and cups off of the wheel head without using a bat. Okay, look, I'm jiggling this thing all around. I don't have a bat, it's not breaking. You guys will be okay, little wussies.